What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Kicking It Onside. God damn. I sound like a fucking asshole. I sound decongested. I just heard the congested, decongested, whatever. What's going on? How's everybody doing? What a week of football. Wait until you see the picks. Because I just looked. Wink, wink. All right. So, it's all professional football. There is one college thing that, there was some topics put in there. And I put it in the chat. In the Kicking It Onside chat. If you guys want me to talk a topic, we'll talk a topic. Or two or three. So we'll get to that. We'll talk COVID. Yes, it's a thing, but it's not what you think it is. We're going to talk transfer portals for college football players. And we will talk coaching styles in light of the Urban Meyer thing, which is a hot topic in the NFL this week. And I'll tell you how I feel about what he did or what he didn't do or how he treated some people. And we'll talk about last week. We'll start with last week and Thursday's game, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings were ahead 29-0 at one point in this game. I didn't really pay attention to it. When I quit watching it, it was 29-0, right? When I turned the TV, or when we turned it back on, it was 36-28, and Pittsburgh was about to score a touchdown. I don't know what happened, but this just tells me that the Minnesota Vikings are terrible. They can't close out games. They had troubles beating Green Bay, and they had Green Bay on the ropes the whole game, and they still damn near could have lost. How good are they?
Not very.
Pittsburgh has issues. Pittsburgh has issues, people. Sunday early games, Cowboys were up at one point 18-0 and won 27-20.
I think Cowboys are going to run.
I don't know. How good is Dallas? How good is Dallas? And the Jaguars.
Why did they even play? They should have just not come.
This brings me into my Urban Meyer situation. Why do you think Urban Meyer is doing what he's doing? Why do you think Urban Meyer... There's no fucking accountability on this team. Yes, Urban Meyer fucked up that one time, right? But Urban Meyer is right. What have you done? I have one. And I think people misunderstand the message, and I think players are misunderstanding the message because they're soft pussies anymore. In my eyes, they deserve to be called out. They're playing like ass. They're averaging 13 points a fucking game on offense. 13 points. Think about that for a month, for just a few seconds. I'd be frustrated too. I'd be calling players out. I'd be calling my leaders out. Marvin Jones. You're supposed to be one of the best receivers in the game. Or so you say. Where are you at? Y'all are a bunch of losers. Urban Meyer's not wrong. Y'all are a bunch of losers. You won, one game last year? Or two? And I think they've only won...
Sabotaging themselves?
I don't know what's going on. Well, I can kind of tell you what's going on in Jacksonville. And I think a lot of it has to do with they're more worried about other things than they are football. There's no fucking accountability. Tony Khan is the fucking numbers guy for that fucking team. He's like essentially the guy that is the GM. He's doing all the contracts and shit. But he's more worried about booking a fucking wrestling show and talking about how much better it is in WWE than fucking actually fucking running the football team like he's fucking supposed to. Think about it for a fucking minute. This fucking family owns a soccer team, a football team.
I didn't know they owned a soccer team.
Oh yeah, they own one of the teams in England, and they suck. Every team they own is terrible. The only thing that is good for them is wrestling, and even that is questionable because nobody's fucking watching. In fact, nobody's watching wrestling anymore. Wrestling is dying.
Yeah,
quick, fast, and in a fucking hurry. And if the Cons don't change their fucking way, they could lose their ownership. Where are they making money in Jacksonville? Please, somebody fucking tell me. You put out a good product in 2016 or 2015 or 17 or whatever. And what? What have you done since? You've fucking gotten rid of the best cornerback you had. You got one of the best pass rushers that you had didn't want to fucking play for your team because they don't give a shit about the fucking players. What does that fucking say, man? Now you've got a can't miss guy in Trevor Lawrence, and you're ruining his fucking career by fucking not putting the people around him to get him successful. So yeah, Urban Meyer has the right to call out whoever the fuck he wants because they are playing like a bunch of fucking losers. So don't fucking tell me, as a former coach, if my team fucking played and you're standing there watching them, just like, well, I'm coming off the field because we're going to punt, I'd get frustrated too. I'd get angry. I'd be sick of losing if I was fucking Jacksonville.
Now, how does this work as a player? Can a player ask for his release?
A player can ask for his release, and some of the players, I would just fucking release them. I wouldn't even ask. I'd get the fuck out. You're a cancer. The whiny, cry bitches need to fucking go in football. They need to fucking go.
It doesn't even match the sport and the physical sport of what they do. Like, being a little bitch about what.
I am fucking sick and fucking tired of hearing fucking these commentators talk about, oh, you can't hit the quarterback like that. Motherfucker, they're wearing pads just like everybody else. In fact, they're even more padded than fucking most. So I don't understand the thought process. Man the fuck up. That's all I can say. Man the fuck up and be a fucking player, all right? Shut the fuck up and play football. Now, I don't care for Urban Meyer. I think Urban Meyer's a piece of shit, personally. Hey, do you have the... You don't have the... No, you don't. It's fine. The back screen, the backdrop. You don't have it. It's all black. It's fine. We'll have to get that.
I left it like that so this way if anybody else came in, there'd be one for it.
So, I'm just talking to Heather real quick. I just noticed something. So, I mean... So that's where I stand on the coaching styles thing. I'd be one of those guys, man, you guys need to quit being pussies. Start playing fucking football, alright? That's all I ask. That's it.
seems like the players got the coaches by the balls. Because if they're not going to step up and take control of that team, then why are they there?
These are true statements. That's the way I look at it. The players have more control than the fucking coaches do. Like, the coaches can't fucking yell at the players anymore because what good does it do?
Right.
A player's going to file a fucking grievance for getting fucking yelled at. Well, do your fucking job. Do your fucking job. It's not that fucking hard, right? You do your fucking job, you won't get fucking yelled at, right?
Exactly.
I mean, how fucking hard is that? These guys, some of these professionals have been playing football for fucking 20 years. Fucking act like it. You know? Quit being a pussy. That's all I can say. It drives me fucking nuts. That these fucking players, oh, he's yelling at me. Here, let me piss on you. Have you ever seen the movie Major League?
Oh, that is a good movie.
Okay, so you know the scene I'm going to go with. So Baron Corbin, who played Roger Dorn, was playing third base. You know what scene I'm going with. This is the kind of coach I would be. So Roger Dorn was like, I can do the voice, and I'm going to do the voice. The manager, Brown, he goes, "Hey, Dorn, get over here. Every time you miss a ball, you're going to drop it. Give me 50 push-ups." And he goes, and then he brings his contract with him and he shows it to the coach. And the coach goes, "Hey, in my contract, I don't have to do any calisthenics that I don't feel are unnecessary." He takes the contract and he goes, you want me to tell you what I think of your contract? He throws it on the ground, pulls down his pants and pisses on it. That's what I would do. Like, why are these guys just so, I can do a push-up because I don't feel that it's going to help me catch a ball. Do you know why? Do you know what doing push-ups does? It helps it builds the strength in your shoulders. So you see a lot of players fumble balls, right? A lot of wide receivers fumble balls, right?
Yeah.
The shoulders and the arms, because they have no fucking strength. And a player just rips that ball right out. They just have no strength. Forearm, lifting, but nobody thinks about this like a receiver. I didn't think about this as a receiver. I said I catch the ball and then I score touchdowns. I didn't think about, well, what happens if somebody's trying to strip the ball from you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I don't have the forearm strength or the shoulder strength, they're just going to rip that ball right the fuck out.
That's good to know.
So people sitting there saying, oh, you don't need to fucking lift weights as a wide receiver? Think again.
You don't need to as much as...
This is true. You don't need to do it as much as a fucking offensive lineman or defensive lineman. But you still have to get into that weight room. Doing leg presses helps you build that leg muscle to get that leapability possibly.
Yeah.
There's things that you can do that will help you. But these players are just, well, I don't feel it's necessary that I have to do these kinds of things. We're talking, like the Allen Iverson, we're talking about practice. Yeah, motherfucker. We're talking about practice. In fact, Allen Iverson probably needed to go to practice. Yeah, he averaged fucking 30 points a game, but he shot the ball 75 fucking times a game too. He had one of the worst shooting percentages in the NBA at 1 year, if I remember right. And it probably was the year because he shot the ball like 60 fucking times. Because they didn't have anybody else on a team that could fucking score.
True enough, yeah.
So he had to. With the Sixers?
Huh?
When he was with the Sixers, 76ers?
Yeah, he was with the 76ers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't know, we have Tim. He's our resident referee guy. And I have a couple and I know you weren't here last week, and I know that me and you had a discussion about the late hit.
Yes, we did.
Do you see where I'm coming from on that, though?
I understand where you're coming from. It's just, technically is still a runner, and he's still trying to gain yards on it. And how can you? Part of my problem is the NFL in general. They don't let defenses play defense anymore.
So you agree with me on the call?
Yes.
Based on how they were calling it, maybe, but they weren't calling much that game either, though.
I mean, it was a good call, and I say it was a good call for the simple fact that he was still trying to get yards. The point is, he was already going out of bounds.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So he was already going out of bounds. So there was no need for him to give him the extra push that he did. That's all. That's the only reason that I agreed with the call.
Yeah, but by the letter of the NFL rules, that's not that's not an unsportsmanlike conduct. By the letter of the rules.
I've seen it called numerous times this year.
Yeah, but you only really see it called in that situation when it's the quarterback reaching for it. Almost never with the running back or wide receiver.
Right.
I thought they changed based on the position of a person playing.
Oh no, the NFL just protects the quarterbacks differently.
So there was the Minkah Fitzpatrick thing in the end zone. That wasn't a late hit. That wasn't. I could see why they called it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, is it really? I mean, so that player catches the ball in the end zone, right?
Yep.
I can't knock the ball out, and the only way I can knock the ball out is if I hit him hard.
I know.
That's just a dumb fucking rule to me.
From the Steelers game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a dumb rule to me.
Yeah. It's designed to protect against guys headhunting, basically, but
he was okay. So he wasn't headhunting, which it goes back. It goes back to the thing. They need to review these things. They want to make it an emphasis. Go and fucking review it, because I can almost tell you, 60% of the time they aren't headhunting.
No, most of the time they're not. But they go too far in one direction at times,
do.
I think.
They do. I don't know. Was there any other? Oh, there is one call, and I didn't see it, and I haven't seen it. The pass interference call on Devontae Adams Sunday night. Was that pass interference on Devontae Adams, or was it pass interference? Because I didn't see the call.
We were in the car driving.
I was driving home.
Yeah, I missed that one too. But,
Okay, I'll have to go and look at it.
I'll have to double check.
I mean, listening, and I was listening to the commentators for the game, that they're Packer guys, but they're usually pretty good about if they see a Packer holding or whatever, they'll call it. They'll call it out. So they're not.
At least the play-by-play guy will. Color guy, you can never predict color commentators.
Well, he's one that usually does call it out. Larry McCarron. Larry McCarron's pretty good. He's a former offensive lineman, so he'll if he sees holding, he'll call it no matter what it is.
Yeah. Local guy for the Patriots will call out the O-line when they hold all the time too.
Yeah. So.
And then there was a Tampa game also, with the shenanigans at the end of that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tampa.
What about it?
The Buffalo game. They had a no call on the what should have been a pass interference in the end zone against Tampa at the end of regulation.
Okay.
And then in overtime, Tampa got the benefit of a PI. There was no consistency to the calls.
There is never any consistency to the calls at all.
How are they trying to protect Brady?
We can't call it at this point in the game. But then you're deciding it that if you don't call it also.
Right. So, yeah. Now, if there's any controversial calls in the game, in any of these games that you may have seen, just let me know, and I'll run down the list here. The Seahawks at the Texans, I think this was pretty cut and dry.
Yeah. It was...
Yeah.
33-13. Houston got destroyed. This one was pretty cut and dry, and I called this. I'm telling you, the Chiefs are back.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Beat the Raiders 48-9. Bobbitt's not here. He will be here probably by the time we pick. The Browns or the Falcons beat the Panthers.
Bobbitt was not happy.
I called it.
Yeah, that surprised me.
The Ravens at the Browns. Heather, was this game on TV? No, but you see.
But I saw clips of it on Twitter live, and
okay, so you were saying that there was a penalty should have been called on a low hit.
The
one that injured Jackson.
Yes.
Once he's outside the way the rule works is once he's outside the pocket, he loses the
ability
of being a quarterback, and he becomes a runner.
There you go.
That's how the rule works.
I knew there was a reason why they didn't throw it. Otherwise, if he was in the pocket...
If he was in the pocket, they would have thrown that flag.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if they didn't, then... Because I seen a couple of times... Well, the one time... There's a couple of plays in the Packer game, I think, that happened. Or in the game before the Packer game that they didn't call it. Oh, it was Tom Brady, and they didn't call it because he was flung into... And Tom Brady was losing his shit.
Yeah, that one, he was, the defensive guy was pushed into Brady's leg.
Which is not a penalty.
No.
Which is not a penalty.
Those are the two situations where you won't see that penalty.
And I did see on Twitter, how come they didn't throw a flag on that on Tom Brady? Because he got pushed into. If you want to throw a flag for holding on the fucking offensive lineman that pushed, and they did.
Yeah, that's what the flag was for.
I remember the play clearly, actually, now that you mention it.
Well, actually, it was offsetting penalties because they actually picked up the first down, I think.
Yeah, there was a penalty in that situation against
that was the holding call, and then there was holding or something.
I think it was offset and holdings.
Yep. So the Saints beat the Jets 30-9.
Who didn't see that coming?
I did. The Giants or the Giants at the Chargers. 37-21. The Chargers. I think they're my dark horse to make a run in the playoffs if they get there. They're only one game behind Kansas City, and they have the tiebreaker because Los Angeles beat Kansas City.
Yep.
So, the Lions at the Broncos, and I want to talk about this. So, if y'all don't know, Demaryius Thomas, who was wide receiver for the Denver Broncos, a pretty good wide receiver, if I might say so myself.
When he was with the Broncos, yes, he was a very good receiver.
He passed away. So on the very first play,
I saw this.
The Broncos brought out 10 men
Okay.
and left one spot open for Demaryius Thomas. Took a delay of game. And the classy thing that the Lions did is they declined that penalty, which was a really classy move. Now, I could honestly see the Buccaneers being one of those teams, so we're not going to decline. That's a penalty. We'll take 5 yards.
And because of how,
Well, yeah, there are teams out there that are like that, and I just have this inkling that Tampa Bay is one of those. Bruce Arians, I don't care for the guy. I never have. The Bengals, I actually picked the 49ers and then thought about it and switched my pick at the very end.
This was an overtime score, right?
yeah.
Yep.
Bengals scored a field goal.
And then so there was some was he out of bounds? I didn't.
It wasn't local for me.
Okay.
I'll have to look
At the highlights of the final touchdown, though, Ayuk apparently there was controversy about him being out of bounds.
Okay, that I did catch that.
Okay.
I didn't feel he was out of bounds, but you can argue both sides of that one.
Okay.
That's a tough one, especially with a lot of these receivers have, especially on the Niners, a lot of receivers have white cleats.
Yep.
And the sidelines are white, and so you got same colors going against each other.
Yeah, I got you. I hear you. I want to talk about this game because I find it funny because Heather and I actually listened to this game on the way home from Des Moines.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Buccaneers and the Bills.
The Bucs tried to give that game
The
away.
Buccaneers are not as good as everybody thinks, but these commentators just oh my god, how much dick do you have to suck? How much dick do you have to suck to have them not talk about Tom Brady for 1 fucking second? Everything, like, the Bills are doing great, but then they're like, well, Tom Brady, this, that, and this, and that. It's like, what the fuck are you on? Look at what's going on right before your very fucking eyes. Josh Allen outplayed Tom Brady in that game. And I'll tell you why. Because he did it with both his legs and his feet. Or his legs and his arm. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I mean, he had over 100 yards rushing in that game.
Mm-hmm.
He was there. It was Josh. The final score was 33-27. And the score was Tampa Bay 33, Josh Allen 27. Because if it wasn't for Josh Allen, that game would have been 27 to nothing or 3. Think about that for a minute. But no, let's sit here, and this is why people hate Tom Brady. It's not because he's not a good football player, because he is. It's because every fucking media mogul sits there and sucks on his fucking dick. Why? Why?
Why do the media love him? Because he's a great ambassador to him. I understand why.
But is he a great ambassador, though? Is he really that great of an ambassador? I see him talking about himself all the time. It's so, I don't know. Did you watch last week? I want to honestly tell you that I think Tom Brady is a narcissist.
Oh, I can definitely agree with you there.
So, whenever the team loses, whenever they lose, he's like, "Well, we gotta play better." Yep. He never takes if he plays bad, he don't take responsibility for it. It's always, "Well, we just gotta play better." You threw 3 interceptions in that game. That's why you lost, Tom. Take fucking responsibility for it. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know how to. That's the problem.
When they win, well, I did good. Like what? And then he'll talk about the team. He'll talk about himself first, and then he'll talk about the team. But it's still more about him than it is the team when they do good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man.
I know what you're saying.
I just
always been a
and that's that is. Well, I mean, nobody likes to lose.
I agree with you there too. Yeah.
I mean, who likes to lose? A fucking 2-year-old doesn't like to lose. Wendy throws a fit if she doesn't get her way. You know?
Yep, I know.
So it just makes me sick to my stomach. But we're listening to that game, and I'm like, God, I don't want to listen to this.
Was it a national broadcast?
Yeah, yep. It was the CB. It was the regional. It was Romo and Jim Nantz.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, Romo loves Brady.
But the thing is Romo comes out and he says, "Well, only Tom Brady and Mike Evans can make this play." And then fucking literally an hour and a half later, Josh Allen does the exact same thing. And they don't even fucking mention it.
Yep.
Like, how fucking Chris Collinsworth can you get? You know?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that. That makes me not like. It reminds me of a time when they was talking about John Cena so much, and I just despise John Cena for that.
A lot of people did. A lot of people did, and that's why he got. That's why he got a lot of that big hate.
Yeah.
Then the Sunday night game, the Bears at the Packers. I went and grabbed some McDonald's. We got home like 10 minutes right before kickoff. I watched the first drive for Chicago. The special teams for Green Bay sucks.
It does.
And I honestly don't think it's the coach. I think Matt LaFleur hit it right on the head. It's all of the injuries that they have right now. They just can't put a good they can put a good defense on the field, they can put a good offense on the field, but they cannot put a good special teams on the field. And I can see that. But a lot of the times, everybody's like, fire the special teams coordinator. Fire the special teams coordinator. And I'm like, what good is that going to do? That's not going to fix the problem.
Especially this late in the year.
No, it's not. But it's not the problem.
It's true.
Look at the actual problem is and everybody's like lane responsibility. Right? This is what I'm talking about. These players don't want to listen to their fucking coach. This is the problem that I have with the players today. Well, I don't have to listen to you. I'm making more than you. I don't give a fucking shit. Then you're just not going to go out onto the field. Especially on special teams. Because they had more special teams yards than they did passing yards. The Bears did.
Yeah.
If Green Bay special teams would have stayed in their fucking lanes and not over pursued, which they do all the fucking time, the score of this game probably would have been 45-13 or 45-17.
It seemed like, okay, this is the second time that I believe, or the third time the Bears played Green Bay this year. Probably the second time.
It is the second time.
And both times they score like under 10 points. I think they play well against Green Bay, regardless, despite
They have a good defense. Well, their defense took a great big giant shit in the second half.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the Green Bay. Green Bay's the best team in football.
Literally right after the Eagles. But go ahead. You forgot that part.
Oh my god! You're just not gonna let that go.
Nope.
But that goes without saying, so I understand why you didn't say that.
I'm not being a homer. Trust me. Because I would say if the Philadelphia Eagles were literally better than Green Bay, I would say you are correct. But you're wrong! So, I find that it's a rivalry game.
Right.
Thank you.
So you're always going to have, like the Browns and the Ravens. The Browns could could suck.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they would play the Ravens tough. The Steelers played the Ravens tough. And they are very good.
Pats and Jets.
Pats and Jets. Well, I don't know about this year, but...
Man, I'm talking it historically.
Right.
This year.
The Cowboys and the Redskins. The Redskins are... It's a rivalry game, so you're going to get up more for that game. And a lot of it was in the I own you bullshit, which is still the fucking thing. Everybody's like, how come Aaron Rodgers didn't get suspended? or didn't get fined because he was. I literally had somebody put a document together and send it to me. I could read it to you. And was Aaron Rodgers being violent towards the fans when he looked up at them and said, "I own you. I fucking own you"?
No.
Where is the violence? Okay, so the violence is I own you. Like, you're my slave. Like, what? Come on, man. The fuck out of here. It's like literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You know? Like, come on, man.
How is that violent? But
So they got up. If you want to prove, if you want to prove Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packer fans that you are not owned by Aaron Rodgers,
Get up and
Beat
fucking
'em.
play.
beat them. Put it out on the field. And they did. I will tell you right now, I was very concerned. Very concerned, because I told Heather when they had that kickoff return for a touchdown, I said, Green Bay's
back.
losing. Green Bay's losing. They just did not come to play today. And then a switch was flipped at halftime. I said it to Heather. I said, somebody in that locker room needs to fucking stand up and say something. And Preston Smith actually did go into the locker room and says, bullshit. We are better than they are. We need to prove to these guys that we own them. And they came out in the second half and just decimated Chicago.
That touchdown to end the first half helped them a lot, too.
Yeah, I as soon as they got that, what had me really discerned is they did get the field goal at the end of the half, but they scored that touchdown off that kick return. I think it was a kick return, or was it the? No, it was the.
It was kickoff return.
Was it the kickoff
Right,
return?
Kickoff return, punt return.
Punt return. But I thought it was the slant pass to the fucking running back. But either way, Green Bay drove right down the field, scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I know Chicago came out and kicked a field goal right at the end of the half.
You can't be trading fields for touchdowns every day.
But Green Bay got the ball in the second half, and from there, it was over. From there, it was over. Green Bay special teams, they need to put the work in. And I think that's the issue. Because there are former players there that are, part of the media for them, and they are at those practices. And apparently the special teams the guys that are on the special teams aren't putting in their time. So that's the issue. Well, how hard is it to play special teams? Well, if you don't get out there and practice where you're supposed to go, I mean, come on, man. Practice, I understand. Everybody's like, oh, well, Aaron Rodgers isn't at practice. That's a hindrance. You know what practice Aaron Rodgers really needs? He doesn't need to know the playbook. He already knows I bet you Aaron Rodgers knows every single play in that playbook. He knows exactly where the block, what the offensive line, every single player on that field is doing during that play. And I can guarantee you their playbook is probably about that fucking thick.
Yeah.
So, and it's a West Coast offense, so the verbiage on it is it's like writing a paragraph. So, because like John Gruden could explain to you XY post, Z back slot, drive, 49 gator, 84 zippity doo dah, put it in her butt, vertical. And that's literally a West Coast offense play. It's all the verbiage.
Yeah.
And really all it is the primary receivers running the slant pass.
Mm-hmm.
all that just for that?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
So, yeah. So really the only thing he needs to work on is timing.
yeah.
And he was at practice on Friday, and he was doing that. That's exactly. If you've seen, the videos of him at practice, he was dropping dimes. He was dropping dimes to Lazard. He was dropping dimes to Devontae Adams. He was doing quick passes. It's all timing. It's a timing thing. That's the only practice Aaron Rodgers really needs. So he doesn't need to be out there learning the playbook. Let Kurt Bankert take all the fucking snaps during practice. Why? Let Jordan Love take all the snaps during practice. Why? Aaron Rodgers doesn't need to work on all that shit. He already knows the playbook. He knows it. When you're a young football player, you practice to learn the plays that you are going to run. Aaron Rodgers knows every single play. And then he knows what to do in a situation when he sees a certain coverage. They can run he could probably run 4 or 5 audibles off of that fucking, depending on what the offense or the defense is showing or doing. So that's a lot. It's not easy to play quarterback in the NFL. Let me tell you.
No, it is.
So,
especially the more complex system.
Right. So the Bears beat the Packers. They're 45-30. I was a little discerned, and everybody's and two of those plays were special team. Were they special teams plays? No. One was a punt return, and then a lot of trick plays. They had two big plays that were trick plays. And they scored 21 points off of essentially scheming trick plays, which is what Nagy does.
Yeah.
If the Green Bay Packers would have stopped that, the score would have been 45-9.
Yep.
Think about that for a minute. There is a controversial play in that game, and it has to do with the Chicago Bears, where he got pushed out of the Chicago Bear got pushed out of bounds and didn't come back in right away. You know what play I'm talking about? And it was the muff punt.
Okay, yeah.
He was running to the sideline. He was going out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's a penalty. That's why that flag was thrown.
You have to come back in right away.
Right away. You can't even take 2 steps. You can't take 1 step out of bounds. You have to come back in immediately.
Yeah.
So you pretty much have to turn and run horizontal to what you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to,
You're supposed to come right immediately as you're able to come back in. Like, if you're knocked down, obviously, they're not going to say, oh, you can't. You have to get back in. You just
get back up and get back in the field. But he can't run down the sideline. He has to come right back in.
Yes, that's the way the rule works.
So you cannot...
Basically, what it's doing is it's preventing you from going all the way around people to avoid blockers to get advantage on it.
Yep. You're not in the field of play.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I personally didn't see it until I seen the replay.
Yeah, you usually won't see those until they show you a replay because that's not where the...
Well, I think I was driving home at the time. No, I wasn't. We were there. But, so they showed it, and to me, and this isn't me being a homer, because you know how critical I am of the referees.
Yep.
I did not see anything that did not warrant a flag there, personally.
I felt it. So you're saying it shouldn't have been flagged?
No, it should have been.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out what you meant by what you were asking.
No, I wasn't asking anything. I was telling.
You get what I mean.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I thought it should have been flagged.
Okay.
But again, it's easier. The other thing is, I have issues with the refereeing at all levels, especially at this level when there's really no real oversight.
Right.
And there's no clarity to what we're seeing for their oversight.
Right.
We don't get transcripts from their meetings.
Yes, we don't get to hear their press conferences.
Yeah. Or we don't get Like, we're not told in their post-game review, or you blew this call, you blew this call, good call on this, that sort of thing.
Right.
Right.
It's easy for us to see it and argue it when we can go back and forth on our TV, on demand and recordings and whatnot, too.
Right. So welcome, Fraggy. If you're talking fantasy, I don't do much fantasy, but are you asking us here who? I picked two. I have Eckler. I don't know who Monty is. Monty, Fournette, and James Conner. I can start two and maybe flex, but got right now Andrews and Gronk. I don't know, man. I'm in a pickle in round one playoffs. Okay, so if you're talking fantasy, for me personally, I would go with James Conner and Eckler because Eckler can catch the ball out of the backfield. James Conner is scoring touchdowns at an alarming rate, and I don't know who Monty is.
I don't know him either.
Montgomery. Montgomery's not scoring a lot of touchdowns. I'm assuming that's who he's talking about, but I'm not gonna say pick him. As far as Gronk and Andrews goes, I don't think you can go wrong with either one.
Yeah.
And
Brady
James Conner
Gronk.
is hurt, so you can go with Fournette, but he's just going to get you yards. I don't know how many touchdowns he's going to score because Tom Brady needs to throw fucking 7 touchdowns a game, or else he's not happy.
Hit or miss as to who. The Tampa offense is similar to how it used to be in New England, where you can't predict who's going to go off in any given game. Gronk is a safe bet. After that,
Well, Gronk's terrible. I don't think Gronk's that good.
I'm just saying he's a safe bet because Brady loves him.
I don't understand why. The guy's a fucking moron.
Never said he was intelligent. Football-wise, he knows football, but that's all he knows.
He also, if you watch his USAA commercials, he's just, his personality just flows right out of the fucking screen there. I mean, hey, I'm Rob Gronkowski. Do you want to be my dad? Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck away from me, you fucking tall, gangly motherfucker. I can't fucking stand Rob Gronkowski. It's just something about him that makes me want to punch him in the fucking mouth. He'd kill me because he's like twice my size. But my point is, he's a fucking gang. I just can't. It's just something about him, man. I just want to fucking punch him in the face. My name's Rob Gronkowski, and I catch football for a living. This guy's fucking dumb shit. That's personal. That's me personally. I can't stand the guy.
Yeah.
Rams at the Cardinals. This was an interesting game because I called this. I said that I think the Rams have the Cardinals number. Because didn't the Rams beat the Cardinals last time? Or did the Cardinals beat the Rams? I don't remember. No, the Cardinals beat the Rams. Mm-hmm. And I just had an inkling that the Rams, they were more desperate in this game than the Cardinals were. Even though the Cardinals losing doesn't give them home field advantage. Because the Cardinals suck at home. Some of their big losses are to the teams that they are as good, if not better than they are. So, and that was 30-23.
Yeah, that was a good game.
It was a good game, and I was happy as hell because that puts Green Bay back as the number 1 seed in the NFC. And then the teams on by are the Colts, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So that being said, we shall move on. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of topics that our panel, not our panel, but some of you in the chat put in there. And Cody actually gave me 3 of them, so I'm going to talk about all 3 of them here real quick. Well, the one we already did, and that's the Urban Meyer situation. And I never asked anybody's thoughts on that, so I'm going to give you the opportunity to speak on that. How do you guys feel about what Urban Meyer had said? I don't know if it's true or it's alleged. See, I don't pay attention to fucking anything Jacksonville because I already told you why I don't give a shit. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, it's because of the cons. But go ahead.
Oh, that works too.
But go ahead. Do you guys have the floor? Tell me how do you feel if a coach, if you had a coach, go ahead.
I told you earlier, I wouldn't even have him on my roster anymore.
Who, Urban Meyer?
No, the coach. Because,
Okay.
What situation are we talking about?
Okay, so Urban Meyer called out his players and coaches and asked them what they had won. Because I am a winner. I have won. Wherever I've been, I have won. Which is true. Is he wrong? No. He was at Florida. He won. He was at Bowling Green. He won. He was at Ohio State. He won. Now he's losing. He can't handle it, but is he wrong? That's the question.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, if someone is doing something wrong in the sense of like your team is slacking or whatever, somebody's gonna have to be the one to step up and be like, what the fuck is going on? Get your heads together. Like you just mentioned, someone went into the Green Bay locker room and someone stepped up.
Preston Smith
right.
at halftime. Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he's wrong.
Okay. Now, I don't know. I'm not there, so I'm speaking on observation of some of these players and their attitude about how they're being treated. They're being treated unfairly. You're playing fucking tackle football. You're making millions of dollars. I think personally you should shut the fuck up and listen to your coach. If he's saying that you guys are playing like shit, oh my God, he just said we're no good. Well, you aren't! How many games have you fucking won?
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? And that's my point is that start fucking playing. Start wanting to fucking win. Because you're never going to fucking win if you have the attitude of, oh, the coach just yelled at me because I missed the tackle. You should, I even put it in there. I even put it in the chat. If I missed a tackle, I was running laps.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand it's high school football, but it's also a conditioning thing, and it all goes back to that major league thing that I was talking about.
Yeah.
If I was to tell the coach, yeah, I don't think this is really pertinent to me fucking missing a tackle. Oh, all right, motherfucker. Guess what? You're going to find out what it's like to get tackled, motherfucker. And they'd put you in the circle of death. That's what we called it. And you'd get the offensive lineman, and you just had to stay. You had to tackle them. They come running at you, and you had to, Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, man. This league is not. You're making millions of dollars. Act like it, right? That's my stance. Now I can understand the other point. Now Urban Meyer is saying that none of this is true.
I can understand him calling out the players. He picked the coaching staff. So
no, he didn't. I mean, he made suggestions, and then the general manager hired.
Yeah, and I think the defensive coordinator, or I can't remember which one of them. He has won Super Bowl titles, so it's like he can be the one to tell him. Well, I've won a title.
Right. Well, okay. So I think he would. I honestly, that's what he did, I really, truly, honestly think he was trying to drive a point across. Yeah. Aren't you sick and tired of fucking losing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you're saying too, JP.
Right. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I think that's the point that he was trying to drive. Maybe the way he went about it wasn't too.
Especially with this being his first year in the NFL. It's like, well, you're in the NFL
first year, but second time trying.
College.
What? Urban Meyer? He's only been an NFL head coach. This is his first time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's Steve Spurrier. He's going to be Steve Spurrier. I said it. He's not an NFL coach. He's not an NFL head coach. He's a college guy. Because he can yell at kids, and you're in college, you're there to develop them. Somebody's not going to listen to a guy that's been coaching college football for 30 years. What the fuck is he? Who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? I get it. I get it. But.
I don't get it. If he's saying something right, whether he's coaching college or high school football, if he sees something and he's pointing it out to you, I think you should listen.
Well, the thing with Urban Meyer, Rayshawn, is he's a recruiter. He's college head coaches are essentially recruiters. Like Urban Meyer is. I mean, they still have to coach, yes, but they're recruiters. Their main job is to recruit and then to coach those players and get them ready for the next level. This is why Nick Saban's so good. He's a recruiter, but he's a good coach. Nick Saban couldn't even make it in the NFL. And that's saying a lot. Steve Spurrier's a great college coach, terrible NFL head coach. Because
it is also the good NFL teams, those coaching positions don't open up that often.
Correct.
It's always the teams that are in the bottom third of the league where those coaching positions almost always open up.
Yep.
Hard to be successful as an NFL head coach if the team around that you have isn't a stellar team either.
Right.
Look at the AFC with how often AFC East with how often they recycle coaches for years.
Right. Except for Bill Belichick.
I should have mentioned that too. Yes, you're right.
I'm
sorry, but
go ahead.
The majority of AFC East coaches have never been there more than 3 years.
Correct. We also have Bobbit on the call. How's it going, Bobbit?
It's going good. How are y'all tonight?
I'm doing well. How about them Panthers?
Well, I'm ready for next season.
Okay.
How about that?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm talking about it, so go ahead. The floor is yours for a minute. Don't be scared.
Cam Newton being Cam Newton, and it's going to be interesting to see how this offseason is going to go.
Well, I told you Cam Newton
was not the answer.
I think, Bob, you think Carolina's going to keep him?
No. He'll be gone after this year.
I don't fucking know anymore, honestly.
You just are downtrodden about this, aren't you?
It's frustrating to me. We can't put 2 seasons together to worth a fuck.
I hear ya. You have to be patient. That's all I can tell you. You can't quit on a team.
Trying.
You can't quit on a team. You can't quit on a team just because they're not winning. I mean, look at Trek.
I'm not quitting. It's just aggravating, you know?
If you want to talk about aggravating, ask Trek how aggravating is.
Listen, at least your team is doing. Our team is doing.
Hey, let me put it to you like this, Bob. At least your team got to the Super Bowl, right? Twice. The Lions have been around since the 1930s, and they haven't gotten to the fucking Super Bowl.
They barely made the playoffs after.
Now, they were pretty good, like, way back before I was even fucking born. Like, right before World War II. But...
Nobody talking about
that. So, yeah, there's that. The other thing, apparently a lot of players are getting COVID.
Oh, my God.
37. 37 players apparently have tested positive today for COVID. Now, here's my question to all of you. You know how I feel about COVID-19 and this whole, well, we gotta wear masks and everybody needs to vaccinate and this, that, and the other thing, right? Go ahead, vaccinate yourself. I'm not telling you not to. I've gotten the 2 shots. Okay? So before anybody jumps down my fucking throat, don't call me a fucking anti-vaxxer because I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Do I listen to the science? No, because none of them know what the fuck they're talking about. What's the word I'm looking for? I am a more or less I've always gotten the shot. So I'm not falling in line. I'm not a drone. I have my own thoughts. I understand why people don't want to get the shot. Hey, that's their choice. I got the shot. It was my choice. I just got the shot. That doesn't mean that. I'm going to tell you right now, if they would have had, well, if you get the shot, you might die. This isn't, if the chances, if you get the shot, you got a 30% chance of surviving the shot. And I'm not getting the fucking shot. The fuck? I mean, who the fuck? So, but you have a 70% chance, like, I wouldn't. If I don't get vaccinated, there's a 99% chance that I won't get sick. There's a 99% chance that I won't die. Okay? I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, I never worried about the AIDS pandemic when it happened. And I've never worried about I've never really, honestly, Heather and I have never really worried about the COVID pandemic. I've never been concerned about getting COVID. I've been sick before. Mm-hmm. I've had bronchitis. I've had respiratory issues. I used to get pleurisy all the fucking time. So I know what it's like to just be sick all the fucking time. That being said, how do you guys feel about this whole having to vaccinate? I don't want this to go political. Keep it in the realm of the NFL.
I can speak to this. I actually had it back last year around Christmas.
Okay.
It was about around the town when I got it.
Okay.
And it's fucking horrible.
Well, I understand. I understand getting the virus is horrible. Getting any let me put it to you like this: getting sick and getting the flu is horrible, right? Having food poisoning is fucking horrible. Have you ever had food poisoning? You're pissing, you're vomiting and shitting out at the same time. And it's not coming out as a fucking poop. It's coming out as a fucking liquid and it's shooting right out your ass and it fucking burns. So, food poisoning is probably the worst thing that I've ever fucking had. It's worse than the flu, to me.
I never had the flu or food poisoning as well, but I did have
flu sucked.
Food poisoning is worse than the flu.
I've never had the flu.
But you've had food poisoning, because I remember. Wendy was a month old.
Yeah, a month.
Both of us got food poisoning.
But my stance on the vaccine is, I got it, but I'm not going to force anybody to. It's their decision.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want it, get it. If you don't, then fine. It's your prerogative.
But how do you feel about
what's going on in the NFL
within the NFL? So 37 players tested positive, and everybody's like, oh, well, you can get the vaccine. That's the argument. That is the argument every single time. Were they vaccinated?
Most of them, yes.
If I may speak, like, you can't, whether they are vaccinated or not, you can still get the virus.
Exactly. That's what this. Okay, so this is my point. If you can still get the virus, even if you get the vaccination, why are they fucking penalizing teams? I think this is why I think the rule is dumb, personally.
Well, I'm not sure if they publicized the vaccination rule.
It is. So so here's the rule. If you are not vaccinated, you have to get tested every day, and you have to wear a mask within the facility the entire time.
Outside of when
You can't during I can't remember if it's during the bye week or whatever. You can't leave your room.
Yeah, it's something like that.
It's like you are not allowed to do anything. You are a prisoner in your own fucking home. If you are in the NFL, if you are not vaccinated, you can't be around any more than 3 other people from your team.
Yeah, on the field around 20 other people.
You guys go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk. It's fine.
I just feel that they're just trying to do whatever they can do so that they could say that we did everything in our power to follow the safety precaution of COVID based on the state law and whatever the case may be. They covering their asses. It's up to the people to abide by those rules. So now, if you're not going to abide by the rules, okay, so if you're not going to get the vaccination, okay, you're going to have to wear your mask and stay in your room. Do you agree with these terms? And if they do agree with the terms, they have to follow it. If you don't agree, then get the vaccination. That's how I see it. So, I know I work at Starbucks, and in order for me to like keep my job, I had to get vaccinated. I didn't want to get vaccinated.
I hear you.
So,
see, I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with that either. They shouldn't force you to do something just to keep your job. There's a way around it.
For the majority of jobs, yeah, there are some that nurses and whatnot.
Well, I know you deal in customer service, Rayshon. So I understand, but I still don't feel... Everybody talks about, oh, well, if you wear a mask, it's okay. I still see, like, I can go into a restaurant today, and I still see poor employees, man.
The employees have to wear a mask.
8 hours, imagine you're fucking sitting there fucking stocking shelves, and that can get tiring, and, you know, it sucks because you're out of breath, and you just... You can't breathe in those fucking things.
Oh, trust me.
I hear you. Go ahead, Bobbit. Go ahead.
When I used to work at fucking McDonald's, I had to wear it. That shit is fucking awful. I hated it.
Right. And you're working, especially if you're working in the kitchen and it's fucking hot as fuck back there already, and you can't fucking breathe, and it's like, damn, I have to wear this fucking thing? Fuck that shit. I don't think it's fair. I don't personally think it's fair what the NFL is doing, and I personally don't think it's fair what employees or employers are forcing people to fucking do just so that, and I'm gonna fucking go political, just so the fucking Joe Biden administration can say, well, we've gotten these many people fucking vaccinated, vote me again. Fuck you. Fuck that shit.
And also, like, we could get fined if we don't ask customers proof of vaccinations. The health department came to our store a couple of times.
Do you have to ask if
we have to ask customers if they...
That's against the fucking law!
Yeah. You know how many times we got into it with these customers?
Well, okay, so, honestly, I hear what you're saying, and I hope... I disagree that they have to show a vaccination card just to get a cup of coffee at a fucking goddamn coffee house.
Mm-hmm.
Starbucks can go fuck themselves. I know they employ you, but that's a shitty thing to fucking do to people. It's none of your fucking business who is vaccinated. That is a HIPAA.
Actually, it's not Starbucks. It's the fucking New York State Health Department.
They are fucking morons. This is the problem, and I hate fucking doing this and turning this show political. But think about it. In Iowa, I can walk, in Wisconsin, which is a blue state, I can walk into any store and they're nothing. They just say, how you doing, sir? Yeah, they have to wear masks, but you don't have to. There's a sign up that says, if you are not vaccinated, we recommend that you wear a mask. You don't have to, but we wish you would.
Yeah,
that's
the
it.
Thing that New York is strict with everything.
Well, de Blasio needs to be cunt kicked in the fucking balls. That's what needs to fucking happen.
Because in
Massachusetts, they have Boston has indoor mask rule where you have to wear a mask.
It's New York too, there, Tim.
Who in the fuck do these government officials think they fucking are?
Part of it is they're looking to maintain the public image of, we're trying to prevent COVID-19.
You can't! You're never going to! This is the problem that we have. And this is the problem with the...
correct answer. They want to be politically correct.
You know what politically correct is? Politically correct is move on with your fucking life. Because it's here. It's never going anywhere. It's just like the flu. You're gonna have to get a shot once a fucking year, or else it might make you sicker. Because this thing is going to fucking continue to fucking mutate. It's just like the flu. In fact, it is the fucking flu. It is the flu is it's also a respiratory virus. It's the COVID is just a more dangerous version of it.
Yeah.
When I had COVID, I didn't feel nothing but no taste. That's it.
See, you were asymptomatic. You had it, but you were asymptomatic. So.
And everyone had these stories. Well, not even gonna say everyone, but most people had these stories where they took the vaccination shots and they're like, "Oh my god, it was the worst feeling ever." I felt fucking fantastic.
Take it easy, Ryan. Thanks for being here. I'm sorry.
I felt like complete trash for 2 days after the second shot.
That was it.
So the first shot that we got, my arm hurt. It hurt for a couple of days. Then we went to get the shot the next day. And I literally felt like ass for about half the day. I started feeling better after I had pretty much finished work, essentially. Heather was sicker. She was still not feeling well, but didn't you do a show that night, didn't you? Yeah, she did. I think she played Call of Duty or something like that with you guys, and she was still feeling like crap.
I think I remember
so
that night.
All the second shot did was inoculate everybody. It inoculates you, so it gives you a touch of the COVID. So I've had a smallpox shot, and all that does is it inoculates. Yeah. And if you, as long as you don't, and it gives you a scab, probably about that big. Okay. Mm-hmm. And what it does, as long as you don't fuck with that scab and scratch it, you're not going to get smallpox. But you have it. If I was to scratch, because it itches, trust me, and you can't get it wet, you just have to wait for the scab to fall off, and then you go from there. Mm-hmm. And yeah. So. But my thing with the NFL is why are we still? Oh, they gotta be put on a COVID list. Okay, so if I get COVID at work,
Mm-hmm.
I get 48 hours. If I'm having symptoms of COVID, 48 hours. I call work and say I'm not feeling too well. I might have COVID. I'm going to go get tested. Like we had about a COVID kick in at work. One of the commanders got it. And the commander was out in Seattle with me. And he got COVID. And he had both shots. And he got really sick. He ended up in the hospital. So don't fucking tell me that COVID, if you get the shot, doesn't mean that you won't be hospitalized, because that's bullshit. You can't tell me that you don't get as sick, because he got about as sick as you can get without dying.
Yeah.
Like, he was down for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So don't tell me that the shot fucking, you know, it doesn't, everybody's body reacts differently to certain things. And this is just one of those things. Mm-hmm. But the NFL, in my fucking opinion, is wrong.
Like I said with the politicians, the NFL is just trying to maintain the public image of we want
everything in their power to like follow the.
And I applaud them for that, but come on.
Problem is, people can see through it. So,
yes.
Okay.
And everybody with the whole Aaron Rodgers saying, well, why didn't he get this? Because he didn't lie. He didn't lie to the NFL. The NFL knew, number one.
It's like media, but that's...
He fuck the media. I would have lied to the fucking media. Yep, I'm vaccinated, motherfucker. It's none of your fucking business, but I'm vaccinated. What the fuck are they going to do? Oh, he's lying. You need to suspend him. Well, no, he said he wasn't vaccinated when he talked to us. It's none of your fucking business. Don't ask the fucking question. I know it's a hot fucking topic, but let it go. The more people talk about it, the more it's going to stay in the fucking media, the more it's going to be a thing. This thing's never going away. Yeah. I hate to say this, and I keep telling people this. I wish that this never had happened, but it did. Guess what? It's not going anywhere. I wish my dad didn't get cancer, but he's got it. I mean, come on. We got to start thinking here. And another thing that really fucking it drives me nuts, and this is in not even football. This is just everyday life. Worry about your fucking self. Stop worrying about whether or not somebody's fucking vaccinated. If you're going to worry about whether or not somebody is fucking vaccinated, you need to just lock yourself in your home, put yourself in a fucking closet, get a couple of porno magazines, and jerk off all over the wall. Because by God all fucking mighty, you shouldn't be out in society. You're worrying more about what everybody else is doing and not yourself.
Or build a giant hamster ball and run around with that.
Sure, do whatever. Just shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about who is vaccinated and who isn't. Does it fucking matter who is and who isn't?
I just want to see under the hamster ball inside. That's all.
Right.
That'd be fucking funny as hell.
I mean, my mom's always saying, "You two get." Before Heather and I got vaccinated, did you two get vaccinated? Did you two get vaccinated? No, Mom, I have not gotten vaccinated yet. Well, you need to. Well, what if I don't want to? Are you going to tell me that I can't come and see you? My mom's like, no. Well, then don't worry about it. When I get to it, I'll get to it. There's things that I have to do that pertain to my job that I would like to get done before I have to fucking go get vaccinated. Well, you're only sick for a day. I don't want to take a sick day to fucking get vaccinated. I mean, come on, man. It's just to get vaccinated. Because I'm telling you right now, I got vaccinated and that shit run me down. I didn't feel like doing shit that day.
That's the only thing. It made me very tired all day.
Yep.
After
I was feeling horrible. I felt like I had a touch of the flu. Like I was run down.
Yeah, I was hurting. I had a headache. I was tired.
Yeah, I had a headache. I wasn't feeling too good. I was tired. I wanted to sleep, but I couldn't because I had to work. It's just it was difficult.
Yeah.
But so that's where I stand on this whole the whole COVID thing. Now, Brayshawn, any final thoughts on the COVID issue? I know you tested positive. You were asymptomatic, and I'm not sitting here saying that, you know, I empathize with people that have gotten it. I haven't gotten it. I'm one of the lucky few, but I'm not going to worry myself to death as to whether or not I'm going to get it. And that's what a lot of people are doing today in this world. They're worried, oh my God, I could get it. Don't leave your fucking house. Don't leave your house then. Don't leave your house then. Become immunocompromised even more. And then you step outside, you catch a cold, and you die. Because the cold virus can kill you. Depending on your immune system. That's all I'm saying. But Rayshawn, go ahead.
No, I have not much to say about that. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know that I lost my mom to that.
Right. And I am very empathetic to that, and you know me.
Yeah.
I am not saying that, and I've never once and never thought to say that COVID isn't real. It is. It's a real thing. I believe it. But to go into panicked hysteria over something that you can't control. And that's what our society has done, is gone into hysterical panic over something that they can't control. You know?
Yeah.
It's the old shit happens. It sucks. It's here. It's not going anywhere. Those that we have lost due to this disease, it sucks. But, on the other hand, this thing has, just like every other virus or disease, it doesn't matter. It doesn't care. Oh, I'm not going to pick this person because, you know, he doesn't believe in COVID. No. These viruses and shit don't care, man. They don't. You could be the greatest person in the fucking world. You could be the saint of all saints. And you could get it. It is just what it is. These things don't care. So, and Rayshawn knows, I've already, you know, we've talked. So it's not like me sitting here saying that, you know, COVID-19, we just need to move on with our lives. It's an understanding that I have with the disease. I've never, like I said, I've never gotten it. I've never had to experience somebody in my family getting it. Not yet. That doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Right? But I'm not going to dwell on it. I treat it like any other disease. Okay? Yes, it's contagious. So it's like the flu. If you get the flu, you can get COVID. If I get sick from it, I'm vaccinated. I can still get it. It doesn't matter. And so people always saying, well, you should get vaccinated or else you can pass on the disease. You can still fucking get it, and you can still pass it on to somebody. So what the fuck does it matter? Do you see what I mean? Do you see how fucking ignorant people are today? It just drives me nuts with this COVID thing. COVID needs to... It needs to go. I would love for it to go away. What I'm saying is this whole agenda of, well, COVID this, COVID that, needs to go away. Because it's not going anywhere. It's here. I mean, who talks about AIDS anymore? Right?
That's not even a scary thing, right?
No, not anymore. And it's still out there. It's an uncurable disease.
Hey, you want to have sex?
Wait, no, Rayshawn, maybe later, okay?
That is not a blast at that part.
Tim, what are your thoughts?
Oh, in general, it's more politicized than anything else. Oh, we gotta do what the general public thinks would be the proper thing to do.
Right.
They really don't care. As long as the NFL makes money, they don't give a shit.
It's just like WWE. They don't care.
Pretty much, yeah. WWE, AEW, any of your wrestling companies. I'm not going to live my life in a bubble. If I have to, I'll put on a mask and do whatever, wherever I'm going past to me. I'm vaccinated.
Right. For work, if for work, if I am in an Army installation, I have to wear a mask, which I do.
I work security. Most of my sites require me to wear a mask.
Right.
It's something I've just learned to deal with. But I'm not going to force my views onto people, and I'm also not going to be like, I can only go to work and come home, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do things.
Right.
You don't like it? Too fucking bad.
No, I hear you. Bob,
then they should have never reopened the NFL, all these sports arenas and everything. Everything would have still been closed.
Yep.
If some of these people had their way, that's what they would have done.
Yeah.
Right. Bobbit, what about you, brother? What do you got?
I ain't got too much more to add because y'all pretty much covered everything.
What are your thoughts on it? Okay, so give me your thoughts on what do you think of the NFL and the way that they're.
People need to move on. Like we've been under this shit for
3 years
over a
almost.
year now.
It's over 3 years, Bobbit. It's going on 3 years.
Fuck. At this point, you either get out of your house and enjoy your life, or fucking stay a hermit. Mm-hmm. And apparently the only cure for AIDS is Magic Johnson. Apparently.
Well, he has HIV, which can turn into AIDS. It just hasn't. So there's the thoughts. One other thing on there. It's right here. Is the transfer portals for college football. And the big one today, and it's really not big because I never thought he was that great of a quarterback. Spencer Rattler is going from Oklahoma to South Carolina to play for the Gamecocks. The transfer portal, I think it's a good thing because there are some players out there. And the reason that he's transferring is he was the starter, and he was a projected first-round pick in the NFL. He transferred from Oklahoma and is going to play in South Carolina. How do I feel about the transfer portal? Good for him. I don't hate it. I think for me personally, if I accepted an offer to go to a university, for me personally, I stick that out and try to win that job. Because what does that make for me? It makes me look like I deserve to be a starter somewhere. I might as well go to a Division III school and play college football then, because I would rather I just quit playing football. But then again, that makes me look like a fucking crybaby back bitch. So
probably Johnson because he drafts people from all over the place.
Right. So my personal feeling is in the portal, it is what it is. I wouldn't do it personally, but I don't blame players for doing it, wanting to be a starter.
I think the portal was designed so that if you have a situation like the Penn State situation, where the Penn State was back when what's his face, the team was hit with sanctions and couldn't appear games.
Mm-hmm.
To get those players the opportunity to play bowl games, they were allowed to transfer out, and the NCAA proactively, for once, decided, we'll make it so that. So I think that's what it was intended for. What it's become
is not what it is intended for.
What it's become is not what it was originally put in place for, I feel.
Right. I agree with that. I don't hate the thought, but what it's become, I don't agree with.
And it can also potentially be used for a team to get that one or two extra players, top end players to really fill out the roster of the top 4 or 5 teams.
And I don't know how and I don't know how it works, but I think you can only do it once.
Yes, you can only enter the transfer portal once, so you can't go from Ohio State to Alabama to LSU. You can't be jumping around teams like that. You can only go into it once. After that, you have to sit a year.
Right.
That's the way it works.
Okay. Bobbit, thoughts? I know this is a college thing for you. You follow college football. What do you think about it?
I'm glad the Gamecocks is finally getting a good player. I hope they have a good season next year. And my question is was he vaccinated?
Good point. I don't know. Brayshawn, what do you think if you were in college and you lost your job at the University of Oklahoma and you were the starting quarterback and you lost your job, would you transfer or would you want to fulfill your obligation and try to win that job back? Now, keep in mind, there is no wrong answer because I'm not against the transfer, but I'm also, personally, I would never do it. Go ahead.
I think I would transfer because there's a reason why I got fired or whatever. I lost my job. They didn't want me there for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Spencer. Okay, so I'll give you Spencer Rattler wasn't playing well.
Okay. So
they benched him, and they brought in the kid that's behind him, who actually is better than he is. So.
This is how I see it, and I'm gonna tie it with wrestling. Drew McIntyre got released a couple of years back. He went on an independent circuit and went to TNA and all that. And what happened? He got rehired with WWE, and look where he is now. Mm-hmm. So I think some people just need that time to go get developed somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And
who is this?
Drew McIntyre.
Oh, Drew McIntyre. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just the first person that came into my mind.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You were correct.
And that's how I feel with this student or whatever. You're talking about a college student, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if the transfer helps him in the long run, then awesome. If it doesn't, then you just gotta keep working at your craft if you really want to be a football player.
Right.
So I agree with the transfer. I would transfer.
Okay. No, that's fine. Like I said, there is no wrong answer. I'm not against it. I do agree with Tim. The transfer portal is not, it should be designed for what, and I think you're right, it was designed for like the situation in Penn State, which that situation, those players should have been given that right to move on.
And I think they were actually given that the option to leave, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
They were. But I think the NCAA realized that they had a situation where now if this happens again or something else where we have to sanction a team, the players, we shouldn't have to just make an exception for those players. Let's just make it an ability.
Right.
For them to go whenever they want. Problem is, once you stop a coach on one of these teams, for one of the Power 5 conferences, from recruiting players from lesser-known schools to fill out their roster at times.
Right. Okay.
It's open for abuse, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. It is. So there is something that they need to do about that. However, I'm not against it. One more thing, and then we'll move on to the rankings and then the picks. You under the NIL, the name, image, and likeness thing that the NCAA has now, and you've seen the WWE actually get involved in that. What do you guys think of that?
Sorry, what was
the name, image, and likeness. So now college football players can make money off of their name, image and likeness. So they can create their own product. They can create their own merchandise. Like Graham Mertz here at the University of Wisconsin he's got a logo, and he sells T-shirts, hats, I'm pretty sure like mugs and coffee cups and stuff like that.
Okay, I'll use the example because this is the one that first comes to mind, the TB12 stuff with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's the logo. Yeah, but I'm talking about the name, image, and likeness.
Yes.
What do you think about college players being allowed to do that?
Is it the same as anybody going creating an OnlyFans account and making money off of doing anything else?
That's why I'm asking you. How do you feel? I'm asking you how you feel about it, though.
I feel that this is I feel like it's a good idea for them to like earn money on the side, especially if it's gonna help them with their books and they classes or whatever, if they're gonna use that money. I mean, I'm not the one to tell somebody what to do with their money, but I'm just saying, like, ideally I'm pretty sure they would be using it for their classes or whatever. So I think it's a good idea for them to like make some money, some legit money on the side.
Even though that they received money for being in the college, they get a full ride scholarship.
Most of the players who would be benefiting from this NIL, name, image, and likeness, most often or not will be already receiving
Benefits.
If not full ride, a partial ride already to college.
Correct.
That's part of the problem. So.
Correct. Again, good for them. But I don't want to hear players bitching that they don't make enough anymore. Now, the scholarship isn't enough. Then create an image. You can make money off it. Create a T-shirt. Make money off of it. So that's how I feel about it. I don't care, but don't cry about, well, college was hard. But college isn't supposed to be fucking easy. I'm telling you. I did.
Part of the problem was for years the NCAA made money off of the players' name, image, and likeness with the NCAA video games and all the other crap that they collect what to do.
Right. I got you.
And then the NCAA athletes got all up in arms about it. My solution has always been, fine. You want to get a salary, you want to get paid to play, fine. No scholarships. You're not eligible to receive any scholarships whatsoever.
Well, if they're a good student, I don't mind it.
I know, but the reason why I say no scholarships, you're not eligible for scholarships.
Well, okay, so they should offset.
Yes.
Yeah.
Said scholarship.
Well, the reason why I say because then what's to stop a college from sneaking in that, oh, you'll get this academic scholarship.
True.
And you'll get paid. I'm just looking to prevent the gamesmanship of the system, that's all. Mm-hmm. But that's always been my solution.
Well, in that case, then that whole image thing should be open when you become a junior, and your grade should be at a certain GPA average.
That's actually not. That's a pretty good.
Yep.
I can agree with that, because you're at a university to go to school. You're not there to go fucking create a fucking image for yourself, and you're not just there to play college football, basketball, soccer, or whatever you're fucking doing. Right. You're there to, because a lot of these athletes that we see today are more about, what do I get? I want to get to that next level. Well, you may not. What are you going to do if you don't? So that's right. That's where I see it. I don't mind it, but then again, don't bitch at me if you aren't making enough. Mm-hmm. Bobbit, how do you feel about the NIL?
Honestly, I agree with what Rayshon said. but the fact that we're getting a new NCAA football game here.
Okay, now that's
a couple years.
Hold on.
I'm good.
That's a rumor. It's not happening. That's not a definite.
No, EA Sports has done said that there's going to be one in 2023.
That's what they're saying, but it may not happen because I read something on it today. Because, see, here's the problem. Now, one of the questions was, is there going to be the name, image, and likeness thing in there? You're going to have to pay college football players a portion of that or the revenues from that game to them players.
And that's for...
That is a lot of fucking... I don't know what we're talking 120 schools, and we're talking 100 players on a team?
Roughly, yeah.
Maybe even more?
75 or...
So, by sitting here telling me name, image, and likeness, there's going to be a fee, and they aren't just going to say, well, if you're a top-tier player, you're going to get this. No, they're all going to get paid the same.
Yeah.
And I don't think a top-tier player is going to want to get paid pennies on the dollar.
Not to mention, it would have to be a $90 game in order for the programmers to make money off of it, too.
See, that Heather just said it. It's going to have to be close to a $100 game in order for them to make any fucking money off of it. So is it really, honestly, truly worth it? Do you see what I'm saying?
Always go back to what they used to do. You know, tie in...
Tie in what? Say it again, Bobbit.
You know, using fake names and shit.
Oh.
They did that, but then
these
but,
players,
okay, Bobbit, stop. Bobbit, stop. So they did that. And the players still won that fucking lawsuit. So you can't really do that. If you're using... So what I'm getting at is Graham Mertz is number 5 for the University of Wisconsin. And he sees number 5 at the University of Wisconsin at quarterback. That's Graham Mertz. He's going to want his money for that. And he should receive money for that because that's what the name, image, likeness is. It is going to cost, almost $100, if not $100, to produce that game. Because they're going to have to fucking pay. They're going to have to pay every single fucking player.
And the programmers.
And the programmers. And I would love to see it. But I'm not holding my breath for it because I don't know, man.
Making that contract alone are a nightmare to begin with.
Yep. I mean, Bobbit, I thought college football was I thought college football was great. I loved college football because I'm a college football guy. I love pageantry of college football. But it's going to be really hard for me to buy into the fact that game is coming out. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, I hear you, but that's difficult. We'll see. If it comes out, great. But it better not cost more than $100 because if it does, then the players that's probably going to be the only game they fucking make. Because EA fucking sucks at making football games.
Mm.
They are fucking terrible. You can't play fucking defense. It pisses me off when I play that fucking game. All right. So that being said, finally, we're getting to the... I'm going to do my rankings first.
I don't feel this way, at least I have it.
So we're going to do... I only did top 10 because I fucking... Fuck goddamn the other fucking 22 teams.
I could see you doing top 15 maybe.
I should do top 16, but
yeah,
I don't think the 16th best teams are even in the playoffs.
They're not.
No, you can have top 14.
14, 16, 14, 16, tomato, potato.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. So here's NFL.com's rankings, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are 32. The Houston Texans are 31. Hey, Trek, your Detroit Lions are 30.
Moved up.
The Jets are 29. The Jets are still better than you. That's bad. Bob at the Panthers dropped to 28. Giants are at 27. The Bears are at 26. The Raiders are at 25. The Falcons are at 24. Saints are at 23. Broncos are at 22. And you know they didn't jump that high because, I mean, they played the fucking Lions. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The Steelers are at 21. The Seahawks are at 20. The Eagles are at 19 this week.
That's what I'm talking about. We out the 20s. We out the fucking 20s. Almost there to number one.
You only went up.
Better than Green Bay.
You only went up one spot, I think. You did. You only went up one fucking spot, Rayshawn.
That's a fact, but hey.
That's a fact. Washington is at 18. The Vikings are at 17. Ravens had dropped to 16.
Ooh.
The Browns are at 15. Now, I disagree with that. I only say that because I honestly think the Ravens are the better team. Still.
Jackson doesn't go out with that injury. I think they will.
The report is that he is supposed to play. They're right now they're saying he's gonna play. But it's a game time.
Keep an eye on that because he's on my fantasy.
It's a game time decision.
I noticed you didn't mention the Dolphins. You mean to tell me the Ravens is worse than the Dolphins?
They're at 14.
No, get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Who designed this shit?
I want to know too because
go to NFL.com and they'll tell you.
I think it's Ian Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport. Yeah, that guy is about as important as a fucking turd that I flushed down the toilet today. I listened to him and Adam Schefter about as much as and Tom Florio. I listened to them three about as much as I listened to Heather, which isn't at all.
Look out for flying objects.
No, she's just flipping me off. That's all.
Oh, that works too.
The Bengals are at 13. The Titans are at 12. The 49ers are at 11. The Bills are at 10. The Chargers are at 9. The Colts are at 8. The Cowboys are at 7. The Rams at 6. The Patriots at 5. The Chiefs at 4. The Cardinals at 3. The Buccaneers at 2. The Packers are number one team in the NFL this week.
I agree with the top 5, though.
Do you agree with the top 5?
Well, I would switch the Patriots with the Rams, though.
I don't. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all.
I agree with the top 5.
I don't. You'll see why. At number 10, I have the 49ers. At number 9, I have the Chargers. At number 8, I have the Cardinals. At number 7, I have the Cardinals.
Yeah.
You just had Cardinals at 8.
Oh, the Colts. I'm sorry. Yeah, fuck the Colts. The Cardinals at 8 or 7. I have the Rams at 6. The Cowboys at 5. The Patriots at 4. Who do you think I have as number 3?
Bucks.
Either Kansas City or Tampa Bay.
I say Tampa Bay.
You are correct. Who is number 2?
Kansas City.
Incorrect.
Wow.
I have the Packers at number 2, and I have the Chiefs at number 1.
Okay.
The Chiefs have been at number 1 since they beat the Packers.
Oh. You're talking about like previously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But damn, Arizona's all the way down there.
Well, they lost.
One game though.
Two.
Well, they lost one. But they lost to the Rams. They destroyed the Rams the last time they played them.
Mm.
So I dropped them. They deserve to be dropped. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid that the Cardinals are serving. Sorry, I'm not. I said it.
I agree with you, man, but
we're okay. Go ahead. What do you got? What do you got there, Sean?
No, I mean, I kind of agree with what they had, but I would switch out the Rams and the Patriots.
You'd put the Rams over the Patriots? I don't think the Rams can beat the Patriots, to be honest with you.
Probably can't, but the Patriots.
Well, then why? Why put the Rams over the Patriots?
They won.
But so did the Patriots.
Part of the problem is Patriots were on bye this past week also.
Yeah.
But they won their last game, right?
Yes. No, I'm saying.
But why punish a team for having a bye?
Exactly. That's
why should they have a bye? They're the Patriots.
Well, everybody has to have a bye.
I know.
The fuck is that? You think the Eagles are the best team in fucking football?
Damn fucking right.
Damn fucking right. This motherfucker over here.
The way I see it, though, come playoffs,
It's gonna be
the only way the Patriots have a chance if they were to face the Chiefs is if they're playing them at home. If they have to go into any team who has to go into Arrowhead's gonna have a hard time there.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Green Bay has that same advantage too.
Yes.
Oh,
If you're Arizona, you want to be on the road because you suck at home. And that's another reason why I dropped Arizona. They were at home and lost.
and they're a dome team too. Don't get me going on dome teams.
Sure.
So they don't have no air coming inside the stadium.
Well, they do. You can open up the roof.
I just don't. I feel football should be played outdoor. Period.
I'm with you, 100. That's why I sit here and listen to the Vikings fans. Well, we play in cold weather. The fuck
No,
you do?
you
The only time you play in cold weather is when you come to Green Bay, and then you're bitching about that with the scheduling. Oh, we always have to come here. Well, you should. You fucking clowns. Minnesota Twins, who are a baseball fucking team, play outside in colder fucking weather than you do. You fucking morons. I fucking hate Vikings fans with a passion at times because they sit here and talk about, oh, we have to play in this cold weather. Motherfucker, you're playing in Minneapolis where it's colder, as cold if not colder than Green Bay. But we gotta have a roof because the people won't come to the game. Y'all are a bunch of fucking pussies in Minnesota. Why do you think Wisconsin people make fun of you all the time? Because you're a bunch of fucking pussies. Jesus Christ. I love you, Gina. Because Gina's from Minnesota.
Yep.
But I can understand she's actually from Louisiana and moved to... So just keep that in fucking mind. I can understand her plight.
Transplant.
Yep. So, I love you, Gina. But everybody else, you're a bunch of fucking pussies. All right. Let's get to... the nitty gritty. And the nitty gritty is the picks. Are we ready? Ready?
Eagles is okay.
Thursday night game for first place in the AFC West. Like I said, the Chiefs and the Chargers. The Chargers are one game behind the Chiefs, but hold the tiebreaker because the Chiefs beat the Chargers. So if the Chargers beat the Chiefs, they are the new leaders in the AFC West. They hold the tiebreaker. If the Chiefs can play defense like they've been playing, they'll beat them. If the Chiefs seem like they're getting healthy, even though they weren't hurt, they're starting to figure out what they're doing. Right now, I'm going to go with the Chargers because the Chargers seem like one of those teams, they have the Chiefs' number. This is in Los Angeles, so this is at home. Rayshawn, who do you got?
I'm going with the Chargers.
Tim?
Chargers, just because it's in LA.
Okay. Babette.
Wait for it.
Motherfucker, I gotta go with my motherfucking Chargers, motherfucker, yeah.
Real
Super
talk.
Bowl champs, motherfucker, yeah.
Real talk. Shut the fuck up. Heather?
I am actually going to go with the Chiefs.
Heather's going to go with the Chiefs. And you probably could hurt her.
Yeah, I'm sitting right here.
I'm just saying. Now, we have Saturday games. The Raiders at the Browns is game 1. I'm going with the Browns. Rayshawn?
I'm following you. It's a strategy thing. I'm going with the Browns.
You're gonna hate life here in a minute. Wait till you see the picks. I'm just gonna tell you, I had a really good week.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. Heather, who you going with?
Browns. Raiders have nothing right now.
Yeah, right now the Raiders are in trouble. Bobbit, who you got?
Well, I wish I was shitting Brown, but right now I'm shitting Eagle Green, so I'm going Browns.
Fair enough.
What?
I have no idea what the fuck he went off about. He is like the only one. You start talking about shit and he gets grossed out, but he can talk about doing an upper decker and there's no problem. Tim, who do you got?
I'll go with the Browns.
Okay. Tim, Patriots at Colts.
I'm going with New England just because they're built to play on the road, too.
I'm going with the Colts.
Huh?
I'm going with the Colts.
And I don't blame you for that either.
I don't
Run ahead and pick them.
I don't like the Colts. I just think right now they are playing that much better, and it's on the road. I have yet to see New England. I mean, yes, they went on the road to Buffalo, but there's a reason why Buffalo lost to New England. New England is built. New England, there's no set thing that New England is built on. Buffalo was built on the pass.
Yep, I see exactly what you're saying too.
So I'm going to go with the Colts because I don't know how well the Patriots can stop the run. They have a great pass rush, but I don't know how great their run stopping ability is. We'll see. Because you're going to find out because they're going up against the best rushing team in the league, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got, Rayshawn?
The Colts.
Bobbit?
I got the Colts.
Heather?
I went Colts.
Okay. This is an intriguing game. The Titans at the Steelers. Heather?
I think I'm going to go Steelers.
Okay.
Both teams are not doing well right now, but...
The Steelers are at home. Who you got, Rayshawn?
I'm going with Minnesota. I mean...
Pittsburgh?
Titans or...
The Titans.
You're going to go with the Titans or at the... It's in Pittsburgh. Who do you got, Tim?
I'm going to go with Pittsburgh just because they've been playing better lately.
Bobbit, who do you got?
The Tits.
The Titans. I'm going to go with Tim on this one. I really, honestly, truly think the Steelers, they've won 2 in a row. Well, no, they lost to Minnesota, but we've seen that Minnesota doesn't know how to finish a game.
Yeah.
They lost to
Who
Detroit.
did you go with?
I rest my case on that.
Steelers? You went with the Steelers?
Yes. An NFC battle, an NFC East battle. Yeah, they did lose to Detroit. However, well, the Vikings? Yeah, well.
Not a lot of teams have lost to Detroit this year.
Yeah. Cowboys at the Giants. Bobbit?
I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
I am as well. Tim?
Ditto on that.
Cowboys.
Rayshawn, you're going Cowboys. Heather?
That is correct.
Okay. Panthers at the Bills.
Oh, man.
Bobbit?
I got Bills.
You going to Bills? I am in agreement. Tim?
Buffalo.
Rayshawn?
I don't know what Buffalo team I'm getting.
Yeah, well, you got to remember who they're playing. They're playing the Panthers, and the Panthers right now have nothing.
All right, so I'll go with the Bills again.
And the Bills played pretty good in the last couple of weeks. If it wasn't whipping fucking, they would have beat New England.
If there wasn't the gale force winds,
And
that's a totally different game.
And if I honestly think they played better than Tampa Bay did in the second half and had a real opportunity to win that game.
They played much better than Tampa Bay in the second half.
So I'm going with the Bills as well. Did I get everybody?
Yep.
Cardinals at the Lions. Cardinals. Moving on to the next game. I mean, come on, man.
Cardinals, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Cardinals. It's
Oh, no,
it's not hard.
The Cards.
Everybody's going Cards, huh?
Yep.
Yep, I'm going Cardinals as well. Rayshawn?
That is correct, Cardinals.
Rayshawn, you ready?
Eagles, next game.
Washington at the Eagles.
Next game.
Next game.
Eagles.
You're going with the Eagles?
Yeah.
The Eagles are playing better.
Yes, they are. They came up a bye.
Washington's playing pretty good too. They held a pretty potent offense to only 27 points.
You see, the thing is, I think the Eagles finally figure something out. What they have to do on I can't talk on offense.
Okay.
I think they figure it out.
We'll see if they continue to run the ball, because I think that's what you're saying. Heather, who you got?
I'm going Washington.
Heather's going Washington.
No, Heather, switch your pick.
Tim, who do you got?
I'm going to go Washington.
Come on, Tim.
Bobbit, who do you got?
Well, right now I'm shitting their team colors, so I'm going Eagles.
Thank you.
You got
Come on, JP.
You got Cody and Alpha with the Eagles as well. They're
Awesome. Thanks for the support, guys. I know JP's going with the Eagles. It's the best team. Eagles could beat Green Bay any day. Eagles is going to the Super Bowl right along with the Chargers. So let's go. Let's hear it.
Is Jalen Hurts playing?
I believe he's back this week. Yeah. Let me go check that out right now for you.
I'm going to agree with Rayshawn on this one, because Sirianni, the head coach in Philadelphia, has been raving about the run game. I agree. I think they. What's up, Ray Rock? I agree. I'm going to go with the Eagles. And I'm because this is one of those games, because the Washington football team has been playing really well lately. Everybody picked?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. I am going to go with the Jets at the Dolphins. I'm going to go with the Dolphins. Who you got? Go ahead. Give it to me.
I've got Dolphins.
Tim?
Miami.
Rayshawn?
I got distracted. It was the Dolphins and who else?
The Jets.
The Jets.
Jets at Dolphins.
Jets at Dolphins. Oh. Who's the better worst team?
Oh my God.
Let's go with the Dolphins.
Well, they have something to play for still.
Yes.
They have no outside chance at the playoffs still, so.
The Texans at the Jaguars. Oh my God.
Which team is going to play worse?
Oh.
Well, you know, the Texans actually been playing some good-ass football lately. I'm just letting y'all know that. Especially this past Sunday.
Who you going with, Tim?
I'm going to go with Houston just because Urban Meyer's an asshole.
Houston beat Jackson. Yeah, Houston beat Jacksonville last time they played.
Yeah. But yeah, I go with Houston either way.
This is the game of the fucking week. It is 32 versus 31. It's who wants to stay out of the fucking toilet. Even though both teams are in the toilet. I'm going to go with Houston.
Say that. It's hurting.
I'm going to go with, I'm probably going to change. But I'm going to go with Houston. And then Bobbitt.
Oh, good God. I'm going to go with Houston. This is going to be a fucking dumpster fire.
Rayshawn?
I'm going to go with the Texans.
Okay.
You know what? Never mind. I'm going with the Jaguars.
Okay. Who'd you go with?
I went with the Texans.
Okay. The Falcons at the 49ers. 49ers are playing some pretty good football right now.
So are the Falcons, though.
The Falcons have won one in a row, and they beat the Panthers, who don't have a fucking offense right now. I'm going to go with the 49ers. Everybody, you guys can pick. You don't have to wait on me.
Niners.
Okay. Rayshawn's the Niners.
49ers.
Yep, we all know that's Bob. Tim, what about you?
Niners.
Heather?
49ers.
Okay. The Bengals at the Broncos.
Bengals.
I'm going with the Bengals because they're better. But don't be surprised if the Broncos win. Heather?
I'm going Bengals, but just by a field goal.
Okay. Go ahead, Tim. Sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Cincinnati. No, that's fine.
Cincinnati? Bobbitt? Who do you got, brother?
The Bengals.
The Bengals. Gotcha.
Rayshawn, you said Bengals?
Yes, he did.
That's correct.
The Packers at the Ravens. Rayshawn?
Ooh. I'm sitting this one out. I'm not. Y'all can fight amongst yourselves.
No, you
I'm
can't.
not touching that.
Yeah, you have to.
I'll take the Packers. Sorry, Heather.
Tim?
I'm going to go Packers just because where are they playing?
It's in Baltimore.
I'm still going to go Packers because their quarterback situation is a little more solid.
Mm-hmm.
We're not sure what Jackson's health status is right now.
Okay. Bobbitt?
I'm going to go Packers, but please stream y'all's reaction to that game.
We'll
This
see.
is fucking hilarious.
We probably will.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. You ready to fight? Who you got?
I already said I'm picking the Packers for this one.
There, you heard it. You heard it. You heard it here. She went with the Packers.
You should go with the Ravens.
I'm going to go with the Packers, but I don't think it's going to be a... Well, no, I think it's going to be a blowout.
Especially if it's not Lamar playing.
I mean, I've seen Green Bay make the best defense in the NFL look like a second-rate football team. And with the secondary that the Ravens have, If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm masturbating 4 times a day. I'm serious. They have no secondary right now.
Too many injuries.
Yeah, well, they've been killed by
who's their best cornerback?
I don't know who our cornerback is on that team.
Well, Marlon Humphrey was one, but he's out for the year.
With his shoulder, yeah.
He's one of the best cornerbacks in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who are you gonna put on Devontae Adams? I dare them to put fucking Everett on him, and that's who their best defensive back is right now. And I'm telling you, that kid can't cover a fucking wet paper bag right now. Baltimore is in huge trouble in that secondary right now.
Yeah, AFC North is wide open now because of that.
Yep. Offensively, I think Baltimore can get some things done. But you look at what the Packers defense did to Kyler Murray. He wasn't able to scramble all that much. I mean, he was there towards the end of the game, but Green Bay was playing preventive there at the end. So we'll see.
JP, before we advance, it's been stated that Jalen Hurts will start that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you. I think if they can continue to run the ball, they should be all right. But Washington has been playing some pretty good football on the defensive side of the ball, which is allowing their offense to do just enough.
Now, my concern is, okay, they're going to have to run the ball regardless. My concern is that Jalen is not going to play in the capacity that he normally will.
Well,
he will be slowed down because of the ankle.
Well, good. Then he can hand the ball off.
It depends on how bad. I'm sorry, what was that?
He can hand the ball off. He doesn't need to run it. Remember, you're always saying he always runs the ball?
Yep.
Hand the fucking ball off. That's what I would do.
That's true.
All right. Thank you for pointing that out. The next game is the Seahawks at the Rams. Seahawks had a pretty big win this past week. But the Rams, I think, are
hungrier.
No, they're just better. They will win this game, and they'll probably score 37 points. The Rams can score points. So I'm going to go with the Rams in this one. Bobbitt?
I'm going to go Rams.
Heather?
I went Rams as well.
Rayshawn?
Agreed. Going the Rams.
Tim?
I'm done to Rams, but I think they'll be a lot closer than you expect. Just because the Rams have like 9 players in COVID right now.
This is true. This is true.
I think it'll be closer, but I just don't think Seattle will, in the end, be able to keep up with them. That's all.
Okay, no, that's fine. Then the Saints at the Buccaneers. The Saints have troubles, or the Buccaneers have troubles with the Saints not in the playoffs. The Buccaneers are not playing well at home. I have seen them squander games where they're dominating, and they should have lost this past weekend. I don't think they're as good as they once were, or as good as they were last year. And last year, I don't even think they were that good. They just got hot at the right time. That's it. That is all. It had nothing to do with anything else except they got hot. That's it. Tim? But I am gonna go with the Buccaneers in this one.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be close.
But it's gonna be a competitive game.
New Orleans has got to run the ball. New Orleans has got to run the ball. Rayshawn?
Going with the Saints.
Okay. I don't know why, but okay. No, I
don't know why either, but I don't know. I just have a feeling that they are going to win.
I mean, they beat them earlier this year.
With Trevor Siemian.
Yeah. I'm pointing at myself. Bobbit, who do you got?
I got the Bucks.
Heather?
I'm going Bucks, but I would not be surprised if they squandered and ended up Saints winning.
And then the Monday night game, which I probably won't watch. The Vikings at the Bears. I'm going to go with the Vikings. I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Rayshon said Bears.
You're going with the Bears, Rayshon?
Yes, I am.
Haven't you picked the Bears like every week? And they're 4
I
and
believe
9.
I do.
They're 4 and 9.
They could be 5 and 9.
They're playing the. I don't know. They
They're
could
playing
be.
a team. The Vikings lost to the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Well, the Vikings beat the Steelers, who tied the Lions.
That's
The
not saying
Vikings.
much.
The Vikings beat the Packers.
That's because the Packers was they didn't show up.
Well, maybe the Vikings didn't show up against the Lions.
Doubt it.
Tim, who do you got?
I'm gonna go with Minnesota.
Okay. Bobbit?
I'm gonna go with Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. Is that everybody to get everybody's pick?
I did indeed.
Heather?
I'm going Bears. I don't see the Vikings
Really?
being able to stand up to them, especially.
I mean,
even though the Bears lost this week, they got a lot of momentum on Green Bay, and I think that's going to give them a rush.
they have got to learn how to stop the.
Everything.
We'll see. Yes. They had Green Bay on the fucking ropes.
I know.
If that was any other team in the NFL, they probably would have won. But they didn't know how to finish.
I guess I need to go charge myself.
So, with that being said, that is all. Well, no, we've got to move on because it's that time to move on to fantasy football. Heather is going to grab something. I don't know where she's going. So I'm going to get up, step away, and I think I'm going to, I don't know if I can put up that Dixon Cider commercial up when I get up and walk away. Because remember that commercial I used to do when I did wrestling? I would put up the Dixon Cider commercial, and it was funny. So I'm going to step away. Heather's going to come over here, and she's going to talk fantasy football and the picks, and you all are going to love me. So
I'm surprised you're not talking about the other one.
Oh, well, I didn't see that one. I only care about my fucking self. But, so that being said, I will see you guys next week. Stay safe, be well, and have a great night. And Tim, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
What a week in football! Yeah. Oof. Don't knock over that drink. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm wearing the blue light filter glasses because my head is just fucking pounding today. So. We have quite the interesting week here. Everybody did exceptionally well. Except for Trek and Ryan. Those are the only two that did not get over 10 wins this week. But the big shocker is we finally had somebody go undefeated.
What, undefeated?
Not you.
Get out of here.
Not you.
What I'm talking about?
It ain't you.
Oh.
We had somebody on the panel go 14-0 this week. Any guesses on who?
JP.
Nope.
Turns out weren't me. I know that.
Get out of here, Bobby. You
Bobby
went 14-0.
indeed went 14-0 this week.
Get
Holy
out of
shit!
That's even funny. The fact they didn't know.
And then we got JP close behind with 13-1.
I would have been 14-0 because I did pick the Bengals and then switch my pick. Or pick the 49ers and then switch my pick.
And then Rayshawn, you went 11-3.
Okay.
And Tim and I both went 10-4.
Mm.
And then for the chat, we had Cody and Alpha go 11-3. Then Danrex and NG Fresh. No, Cody and Alpha went 11-3. NG Fresh, Danrex, and I just saw it. Yeah, I already read yours, Tim. So y'all went 10-4 as well. So, with that being said, that pushed all of our scores way up there in a hurry. I'll show you the chart here real quick. I think that is your best record as well, Alpha. We are getting there real close there, folks.
Oh.
In the chat. We got Trek back in second place all by his lonesome with 127.5. Cody, you are still in the lead with 129.5. And then we got Tim with 126.5. That's
How the hell did I do
top
that?
3. Pure luck, man. So, y'all are doing really good this year.
Yeah, they really are.
And of course, with the flex games going on this weekend, it's going to make things even more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Alright, now getting to fantasy. We are getting to the nitty gritty. This is the final week to determine who goes to the playoffs. And, yeah. It's tight.
That's what she said.
It's tight. This week, we had Cody beat me. And Cody, you also scored the highest in all of us for the fantasy with 171.5.
Ooh, nice.
Ouch.
Yeah. He beat me with my 130.9. Next, Rayshawn, you came in second with 156.6, beating NG's 125.1. Bobbit, you're in third, beating Managerless Team with 152.5 to their 110 on the nose. And last, we had Danrex defeating Tim with 137.4 to 86.9. Want to explain what happened there?
Basically all my running backs went out, injured ADs, and then Lamar Jackson.
Of course.
And then Tyler Higby went down with COVID too.
There you go.
Half an hour before game time.
Of course. All right, our leaderboard going into this week to decide the playoffs. We have Cody in first with a win-loss record of 9-4. Then we got Bobbitt and Tim tied for second with 8-5. And then me, Rayshawn, and Managerless Team are all tied for third with 6-7. And then finally, bringing up the rear of the field, we got Danrex with 5-8 and NG Fresh with 4-9.
Who plays who next week?
I play Bobbitt next week. Bobbitt and Cody and Tim are all guaranteed spots in the playoffs.
So you have to win.
I have to beat Bobbitt in order to make it into the playoff.
Well, what about the other person that's in a three-way tie?
Yeah, if it comes down to me, Rayshawn, and managerless team, if we all three win... What was that, Tim?
I think it's determined by total points scored.
Okay.
I think. Don't quote me on that, too.
We'll find out if all three of us win, which I don't know if managerless team is going to win.
I'm not going to win. I know that for sure. It was a nice season with y'all. Last week was my last win. That's it.
Dad's going to go lay down because he has to work tomorrow.
But yeah.
You can sit here if you want to sit here.
Yes, Alpha, that's right. You and Dad Rex tied again. So we'll find out next week who's making it into our fantasy league playoff.
You want to watch Corey Kenshin?
And somebody woke up at the wrong time. So with that being said, we are going to end it here, and we're going to give you the little reminder of why you guys are making these picks for these points with us this year. And we hope y'all enjoy your night, the rest of your week. I'm not sure if anything's going on over on the Horny Goat tonight or not. You'll see a tweet if there is. So yeah, I'll bring it into the video and we'll head on out of here.
Show me. Go up to the TV. Go to the TV and show me. There we have it. Cody, I'll talk to you in the DMs once we get out of here further, so we'll clear up that mess right there. What's that?
According to him, he got 12-2 with what he has. But what I have here, he went 11-3. And I did make the change for your pick with the Bengals and the 49ers.
Oh, I made a change too. Did you get that?
Have to look.
I'll look it over and we'll fix all of that up.
Okay.
But with that being said, y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next
You want me
week.
to shut the TV off?
Awesome.
I don't know what you want, baby.